The Jury Daily Show is brought to you, as always, by the people that support us at PayJuryDaily.com. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the first Jury Daily of the week. Took a day off. Took a Labor Day off. Traveled back from Atlanta. Big shout out to everybody who I saw at Dragon Con. Just an absolute great time as always. Did the last Night Attack show of our Dragon Con career for now. An amazing experience. If I saw you, thank you so much for coming out. We'll figure out what's happening next year. I would suspect even if Night Attack's not there, then maybe I might turn up in Dragon Con. We'll see. I'll show up as a civilian. I'll show up, without my badge and gun. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Okay. I want to talk about something else. This is a great tweet. Great tweets brought to you by Jury Daily. This is from Peter Norway. He writes, the Norwegian State Railroad on Twitter liked a porn tweet, and after a day, they still haven't figured out how to unlike the tweet. So they posted an apology and asked people to report the tweet. So here is the initial tweet. And you can watch it. You can see it if you're only a podcast listener up on our YouTube, youtube.com/Justin Robert Young. This is the NBS's Pressram. I'm not even going to pretend to read what the hell their bio says, but it's censored out. It is from the Twitter account Bangladeshi, and if you want to follow them, it's at sexboy227525542, and it looks like somebody is doing something that a panda's head is obscuring. This is this is certainly something graphic. It is a video. The name checks out, though. Sexboy. Here, for all of you who are looking to follow it, again, Sexboy227525542. Is that the same as a phone number? Is this, like, if you dial this, is this the... Again, that is Sexboy with a Y, not Sex B-O-I. Now, this was a day later. A day later. This is what the Norwegian train system writes. A tweet with offensive content is liked by our press account. We do not know what has happened, but we regret that we have helped spread objectionable content. Please help us report the tweet. So let's see. Let's do a little live investigation here. Which, by the way, it does not give me a ton of faith in your train system if you can't figure out how to not like a tweet. We're going to go to NSB_presse. It seems as if they have removed it as of press time right now. They have finally gotten it off their page. So thank God they did it. Thank God. Thank God they figured it out. What I wanted to use this as a springboard for was I want your most embarrassing Twitter moments. I want them all. I want the DM fails. I want the accidentally was logged into your main when you were thought you were tweeting from your alt. I want any and everything. I will give you guys mine. So, a couple months ago, maybe it was about a year, I started working with Tamar. Tamar is the genius, and happy birthday to Tamar. She has had her birthday over the weekend on Friday. But she's trying to professionalize me. She's trying to take this coal and press it all up into a diamond, right? So one of the things that she was like, hey, look, if your main audience is on Twitter, you need to have a place where you can push people who like everything that makes you feel less like you need to like tweet out everything. So I created @JuRY Megafeed, which you can find twitter.com/JuRY mega feed. Which reminds me, I have to change the art on JuRY Mega Feed because now I actually have professional photography. But this is just, if you like me and you just want literally everything that I do, and that includes TMS and whenever I go live on Twitch and whenever I have a new YouTube video, whenever there's a new night attack, it goes up on JuRY Mega Feed. Now, this feed was an alt feed that I had. And I can't remember where and why we started it. It might have been it might have been when I think we were trying to get Brian his verified check, or we wanted there was something that we needed more we needed more manpower on. So I created this feed just so I could push things along when they needed a little nudging, right? What I didn't remember is at that point when I made the alt account, it was going to be an alt account where it might get a little spicy, might have gotten a little grimy. So I liked or followed a bunch of random stuff, including several porn stars. I then, just so I could populate the feed with some grime, responded to random people, including the porn stars that I had responded to. Now, nothing was particularly salacious, but there was definitely a lot of likes and @replies to porn stars. What I didn't realize was that even though I thought I had scrubbed everything from that account, I had not. So I was directing people to go find the JuRY Mega Feed, and Chat Realm being Chat Realm, immediately discovered that it still had all these likes to porn accounts. So there was my oops, I left my butt out Twitter moment. I want to hear all of yours. Go ahead and hit me up, jurydaily@gmail.com. Write it down there in the comment section if you are watching on YouTube, or hit me up on Twitter @JustinRYoung. JC Calhoun says, does that surprise anybody? I mean, whether or not it surprises anybody, yeah, that's subject. It was embarrassing to me. I was like, well, geez. I didn't even get my, actual pornography habits, out there. I got, fake. I was trying to create a character, and I'm like, this dude likes porn accounts. But even then, it's like, I had repurposed it into my mega feed. So no matter what, I had to eat that poop. Daniel J. Newman says, I follow a lot of Twitter porn, and I'm not ashamed of it. Fair point. I mean, then there's also that fact that there's like porn on Reddit. Anyway, I'm still fascinated by that. Let's go ahead and get into your mail. Connor writes in, I love getting daily JuRY, but I miss the longer format episodes or the longer format of the weekly show. There's only one compromise as I see it, a full-length episode every single day. I don't really think that anybody wants that. I think that this is a good way of doing business right now. I like this format. Let me just tell you this. I have been more excited to do this format than I have been excited to do kind of any format recently. Because once you've already run on sand, running on track is really easy. You feel really fast. So oftentimes I find myself looking at the clock saying, oh shit, I got to rush, instead of, oh shit, I got to fill. Which when you're doing a one mic show, you very often, in fact, specifically when you're getting started, your number one feeling is always looking at the clock and saying, oh shit, I got to fill time. Brandon wrote in. He is the guy, if you remember from last week, the lookalike of Questlove and W. Camus Bell. I asked him to write back and ask him whether or not he steers away from or toward the Questlove and W. Camus Bell comparisons. He wrote back, I go out knowing that people are going to think that I'm one of those guys. I keep a running tally for the day. Thing is, I've been rocking an afro since 2002 and never got Questlove until the Roots became the band on Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. Late Night, yeah, before The Tonight Show. After that, the floodgates open. Even middle-aged, mostly white people give me the don't I know you look. W. Camus Bell is a more recent addition, made all the more interesting, and I'm glad he brought this up because I would have brought it up if he didn't. Made all the more interesting by the fact that he lives in my neighborhood. One time I had a late night run-in with him at the grocery store where he was the only other customer in the place. I can only imagine Brandon and W. Camus Bell, because I've seen Brandon in person. I've seen W. Camus Bell in person. I could just imagine them just doing the mirror thing. Or in the words of the Possum Posse song, Critter Camp, you and me are the same guy. Evan writes, here's another lookalike story. I frequently get Jesse Eisenberg, and I have for 15 years. The first time I was told was in 2002 when he had a very minor role in The Emperor's Club, the Kevin Kline movie, not the Elliot Spitzer brothel. A few years later was the next time he had a very major role in the movie Unaccompanied Minors. Now every few months I get, you look like the guy from the Facebook movie. I've never really seen the similarity except in my driver's license photo when I was 20, and he put together a picture. He fucking looks like that dude. I haven't tried to steer toward or away from looking like him. I just kind of dressed in the generic white startup employee outfit. Love the show. Keep it up. Evan, if you're just dressing in the generic startup employee outfit, whether or not you're trying to, you are indeed steering into the skid. That is a fact. Thank you to everybody for writing in. Again, jurydaily@gmail.com is where you need to go. Bit of a shorter episode today. We'll be back tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Justin Robert Young asking you to please give a round of applause to Mr. Wacky. And until tomorrow, please. Dub.
Am I that difficult to read? I'll love myself out and see you turn around just in time to shout back at me.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.